The Hennessey Venom GT is a supercar which people unfortunately love to hate, and it's one of the relatively few in what we could call the mega car class, up there with Koenigsegg, SSC, Bugatti, etc., that people actually usually don't like. Now, it does have a strong following. I personally love the car and would choose one over most of the other cars in that kind of performance range. But there are many people who are just completely ill-informed about this car. They make judgments based on what they think about the car rather than actual facts. And the unfortunate thing is, the most common comment by far about this car is that people say, it's just a modified Lotus. No, it isn't. The only components from a Lotus on this car are the doors and the roof. Literally, every other component on this car is specifically made for it. That isn't a Lotus. Just because it looks like one doesn't mean that it is one. And on the point of looking like a Lotus, it's pretty cool to see how well the Lotus Exige shape translates into being a supercar. Stretching out the wheelbase, widening the track and making the car chunkier overall really suits the design. And it also pays a nice homage to Lotus's very own 90s racing Elise GT1s. Now, as far as performance, people know that the Hennessey is quick. With 1200 horsepower in a 1200 kilo car, it's never going to be slow. In fact, for 0 to 200 mph acceleration, it is quite literally the fastest factory-built street car in the world. It can hit 200 in around 14 seconds. That's a good 6 seconds quicker than a Bugatti Veyron. And unlike the Veyron, the Hennessey doesn't even attempt to be a classy, luxury, all-round supercar. It's a pure speed machine, and I think it's all the better for it. Now, in the world of Drive Club, we don't really get the chance to use its pure top-end speed, but the acceleration is phenomenal on this car, and the handling is nowhere near as difficult as you might expect it to be. Sure, it likes to spin up its tyres and get its tail out, but it's still a remarkably competitive car, and one which you can actually use relatively early on in the game.